Hi everyone, welcome to the next lecture of vector differentiation. In this lecture, I'm going to take more examples on vector identities. Okay, so first example, prove that del dot r into del of 1 by r raised to n equal to n into n minus 2 divided by r to the power n plus 1. So in the examples of vector identities, first we consider left hand side or right hand side depending upon in which side the operator del appears. So here it is appearing on the left hand side, so consider that left hand side and reach up to the right hand side by taking the help of the available results. So very first del dot, I have considered the left hand side, del dot r into del of 1 by r raised to n is the given quantity. So now whenever you have two del involved in one example, okay, so very first we solve the inner del operator and then we solve the outer del operator. So first we are going to simplify this inner del, okay, means this inner quantity del of 1 by r raised to n. First we simplify that quantity, then use the second del. So before simplifying this further, very first I have written 1 by r raised to n as r to the power minus n, that we can do. Now we have to simplify this del of r raised to minus n, and one result we have with us, del of function of r, any function of r is equal to f dash of r upon r into r bar. Okay, means differentiate that function, divide that function by r and multiply it by r bar. So after doing that, the derivative of r raised to minus n is minus n r raised to minus n minus 1 divided by this r into r bar. This r into r bar means normal multiplication. Okay, now this r and this r will get cancelled. This r raised to minus n minus 1 will go in the denominator, it will become r raised to n plus 1, and this minus n as it is into r bar, this r bar. Now second del, we have simplified it up to this step. Now operate the second del. It is what? Del dot minus n divided by r raised to n plus 1 r bar. Now this minus n is a constant that can be written outside. Now del dot, and del is a differential operator, so minus n can be taken outside. Del dot, this can be written as r raised to n plus 1, r raised to minus times n plus 1 into r bar. I have taken it in the numerator because one result we have in vector identities, del dot r raised to n into r bar is equal to n plus 3 times r raised to n. Now this result can be applied here because we are having r raised to some power into r bar. So whenever you have r raised to some power into r bar and del dot, in that case this result can be applied n plus 3 times r raised to n. Now the power of this r is minus of n plus 1. Add in that power 3, so that I have added, and multiply that addition by the same quantity which you have here in the multiplication of r bar, that is r raised to minus n plus 1. Here you have r raised to n, so we have multiplied by r raised to n. So here we have r raised to minus n plus 1, so we will multiply by r raised to minus n plus 1. And this minus n as it is. Now minus n, if you multiply by this minus n inside, you will get minus n minus 1. 3 minus 1 is plus 2, and minus n as it is. And this minus n also outside. Divided by this, again I have written in the denominator r raised to n plus 1. Now just by multiplying by this minus sign inside, this n will become positive and this 2 will become negative. So we'll have n into n minus 2 divided by r raised to n plus 1, which is the required right hand side of the given identity. You can see that n into n minus 2 by r raised to n plus 1. Okay, hope you understood this solution. Let us see the next problem. Second problem, del of a bar dot r bar by r raised to n equal to a bar by r raised to n minus n into a bar dot r bar divided by r raised to n plus 2 into r bar. So del is on the left hand side, so consider left hand side. Now only one del we have, so directly we are going to apply this del on this bracket. Now whenever we are applying del on any bracket, we need to check inside bracket what kind of quantities we have. Okay, so in the numerator we have a bar dot r bar, and dot product of two vector is a scalar quantity. It means a bar dot r bar is a scalar quantity, and this along with that we are having 1 by r raised to n, and 1 by r raised to n is also scalar quantity because r is a scalar quantity, r is a magnitude of r bar, so it is a scalar quantity. So both scalar quantities we have, and scalar quantities we denote by phi and psi. Okay, and vector quantity we denote by u bar, v bar and w bar, like that. Okay, so here we have one scalar, I have denoted one quantity, scalar quantity by phi, and other scalar quantity by psi. So what type of situation we have? Del of multiplication of two scalar quantities. This situation we have here, del of phi into psi. Now for this we have rule, del of phi into psi is phi del psi plus psi del phi, like u into v rule of differentiation. Now let us apply this rule to the previous step. So del of phi is what? a bar dot r bar into psi plus del of psi, that is 1 by r raised to n, into a bar dot r bar. Now while applying this rule, you need to use appropriate brackets so that you can understand. There will be no confusion in the steps calculations. Use appropriate brackets at every step. Okay. Now we are going to calculate this and this. These two will be as it is. Now one result we have, del of a bar dot r bar is a bar. This also we have written in the identity. Now whatever results we have written, that you need to remember well. Okay. Del of a bar dot r bar is a bar. So a bar into this 1 by r raised to n, that is a bar by r raised to n, plus this again can be written as del of r raised to minus n. 1 by r raised to n can be written as r raised to minus n. This quantity as it is. Now for simplifying this, we are going to use the rule del of f of r. Del of function of r is what? F dash of r by r into r bar. Here f of r is r raised to minus n. Its derivative is minus n r raised to minus n minus 1 divided by r into r bar. Its derivative is numerator and divided by this r into r bar. Okay. Now after simplifying this, just after rearranging the terms, if you take this r raised to minus n minus 1 in the denominator, it will become r raised to n plus 1 into this r will become r raised to n plus 2. So we'll have finally a bar by r raised to n minus n into r bar, this r bar as it is, a bar dot r bar as it is, and divided by r raised to n plus 2, which is the required right hand side. Okay, in this way you can prove the second identity. Now next one, prove that del cross a bar cross r bar by r raised to n equal to 2 minus n divided by r raised to n into a bar plus n by r raised to n plus 2 into a bar dot r bar into r bar. Now only one del we have, so whatever del, whichever side del is having, that side we consider first, consider left hand side, and only one del we have, so directly we are going to apply it on this bracket. Now whenever we are applying del on any bracket, we need to check what kind of quantities inside bracket we have. Okay, means the nature of the quantities. So first numerator we have a bar cross r bar. It is a vector quantity, right? It is a cross product of two vectors, so it will be a vector quantity. Vectors we denote by u bar, v bar, like that. So u bar is, we are going to denote a bar cross r bar by one vector quantity u bar. Now along with that we have 1 by r raised to n. So that is a scalar quantity. So it will denote it by phi. Now inside bracket we have one scalar quantity, one vector quantity, and outside bracket we have del cross. So for such a situation, we have this result del cross phi into u bar. By this result, this can be simplified as del phi cross u bar plus del cross u bar into phi. Now just substitute these values here. So we'll get left hand side equal to del phi, that is del of 1 by r raised to n cross a bar cross r bar plus del cross a bar cross r bar into phi, that is 1 by r raised to n. Now we need to calculate this bracket and this bracket. Okay, for simplifying further, let us see the calculations. After calculating del of 1 by r raised to n, so this is in all the three problems we have determined this already, minus n r raised to minus n minus 1 upon r into r bar. This is del of r raised to minus n cross a bar cross r bar plus del cross a bar cross r bar I have kept as it is, 1 by r raised to n. Now for simplifying it further, we need to calculate r bar cross a bar cross r bar and del cross a bar cross r bar. This previous quantity minus n r raised to minus n upon minus n minus 1 upon r is scalar quantity. Here we have vector triple product r bar cross a bar cross r bar. So this is a vector triple product that I am going to calculate separately. This also I am going to calculate separately, and after calculating them we'll put in the equation 1. So let us see the calculation for r bar cross a bar cross r bar. It is a vector triple product. This definition also we have seen in the beginning lectures. So how we calculate it? First vector dot third vector, first dot third, that is r bar dot r bar, into second, that is a bar, minus first dot second, r bar dot a bar and a bar dot r bar, one and the same thing, a bar dot r bar into third, first dot second into third. Okay, now again r bar dot r bar is r square, magnitude of r bar square, that is r square, into a bar minus this quantity as it is. So this will be the value of this product. This we are going to put in equation 1 later on. Before that, we are going to calculate now del cross a bar cross r bar. Now for calculating del cross a bar cross r bar, we are going to apply the vector identity del cross u bar cross v bar. This result also we have. Now how to remember this result? This is like above vector triple product only. First dot third, first vector dot third vector, r bar dot r bar, like here del dot v bar, first dot third, into second is u bar. Now instead of writing this u bar on this side, we are writing it here. That care you have to take. Okay, that u bar you are write in the beginning. First dot third, second you write before this product, minus sign. First dot second, del dot u bar into third, that is v bar. That v bar you write in the beginning. Now after writing these two terms, how to write the next two terms? This term is plus, this term is minus. Again the next term is plus and minus. Okay, now how to write these two terms from these two terms? Okay, just reverse the order. Write v bar first, then del dot as it is, v bar, this bracket as it is, and this u bar you write here after that. Just reverse them, reverse their order. V bar first, del then, and u bar, and just take this u bar after this. So in that way you can write this term, this third term from previous term. And to remember this last term, this is also minus, this is also minus. Now u bar first, del then, and then v bar at the end. So from the previous two terms you can write the next two terms. Okay, just try to understand this result. You can remember it very easily once you know the vector triple product. From vector triple product you can write the first two terms, and the next two terms can be written from the previous two terms. Okay, so this result we are going to apply for del cross a bar cross r bar. So again, first dot third, del dot r bar, and a bar before. Okay, first dot third into second vector, minus first dot second, that del dot a bar, into third. Now again just reverse the order. Plus, this is plus term, this is plus term. Reverse the order. R bar dot del a bar later, minus, reverse the order of this vector, a bar dot del r bar. Now these four quantities we have, let us calculate them. The value of del dot r bar is 3, so it will be 3 times a bar, minus del dot a bar, divergence of any constant vector is 0, so del dot a bar is 0. Again this term, r bar dot del is a operator, vector operator, right, differential operator, and a bar is a constant vector. So whenever we are going to operate differential operator on constant vector, it results in 0. So the next quantity is also 0. Finally, a bar dot del operating on r bar, the value of this a bar dot del into r bar is a bar. So that value, this result also we have written, this value is a bar. So 3a bar minus a bar is 2a bar. So we have obtained the value of del cross a bar cross r bar as 2a bar. This example also I have given you. Okay, so you can continue, you can use this solution for getting this answer. This is also one of the problem that I have given for practice. Okay, now on using 2 and 3 in 1, so after using these two values here, we'll get left hand side equal to minus n by r raised to n plus 2. This is minus n by r raised to n plus 2. Now this value I am going to replace r bar cross a bar cross r bar. It is equal to r square a bar minus a bar dot r bar into r bar, that we have obtained here, right? Now plus next term is the value of this product is 2a bar into this, that is 2a bar by r raised to n. Now after multiplying by this quantity inside, we'll get two more terms. First term will be r square upon r raised to n plus 2 will become r raised to n. So we'll have minus n a bar by r raised to n, plus this into this, minus will become plus n into a bar dot r bar into r bar divided by r to the power n plus 2 plus 2a bar by r raised to n. Now if you see the first and last term, a bar by r raised to n is common. Okay, so that can be taken common. So inside bracket we'll have 2 minus n. So 2 minus n divided by r raised to n a bar plus n into a bar dot r bar into r bar divided by r raised to n plus 2, which is the required right hand side of the problem. Now one more example. Prove that del square del dot r bar by r square equal to 2 by r raised to 4. Consider the left hand side. Again here we have two del quantities. So first we'll simplify the inside del, then outside del. So del dot r raised to minus 2 into r bar. So this r 1 by r square can be written as r raised to minus 2 into r bar. Now this type of result already we have discussed. Del dot r raised to n into r bar is n plus 3 times r raised to n. By using that result it will be minus n. N is what? Minus 2. So minus 2 plus 3 into r raised to this same quantity, r raised to minus 2. Okay. So 3 minus 2 is 1 by r square. So we'll have del square 1 by r square. Now 1 by r square is again a function of r. Now del square of f of r can be simplified by using this rule. Del square of f of r equal to f double dash of r plus 2 by r f dash of r. This rule we have. Here the value of f of r is 1 by r square. Its derivative is minus 2 by r cube. Its one more derivative is 6 by r raised to 4. You can check the values of derivatives. Now on using these values of derivative in this result, we'll get f double dash of r is 6 by r raised to 4 plus 2 by r times f dash of r is minus 2 by r cube. So this will be 6 by r raised to 4 minus 4 by r raised to 4 equal to 2 by r raised to 4. This is the required right hand side. The next problem is If rho into E bar equal to del phi, then prove that E bar dot curl of E bar equal to 0. Okay. Now given rho into E bar is equal to del phi. So E bar can be written as del phi by rho just by taking cross multiplication. Now let us calculate curl of E bar. Curl of E bar is what? Del cross E bar. Del cross E bar is the curl of E bar. Now substitute the value of E bar, which is del phi by 1 by rho. Now del phi is a vector quantity, right? It's a gradient of phi, it is a vector quantity, and 1 by rho is a scalar quantity. We don't have the value of rho, so actually it is a scalar quantity. So by applying the rule, here we have one vector quantity, one scalar quantity. So del cross phi into U bar rule I have applied. So del phi cross, so del of this 1 by rho cross the vector del phi plus del cross this vector del phi into 1 by rho. Okay. Now this I have simplified by using that rule, del cross phi into U bar. Now next step, we know we have one result, curl of grad phi. This is curl of grad phi is 0. Okay. This result we have in identity, curl of grad phi is 0. That is del cross del phi is 0. So by using that rule, curl of E bar will be equal to del of 1 by rho cross del phi. So this will be the value of curl of E bar. Now let us take the dot product, which we have to show that equal to 0. E bar dot curl of E bar. So E bar dot, this is the curl of E bar we have obtained, del of 1 by rho cross del phi. Now this is the scalar triple product. The one dot product, one vector product is a scalar triple product. Now one property of scalar triple product we are going to use. Scalar triple product means your box product. The cyclic interchange of vectors in the box product does not change the value of the product. This is the one of the property. Means if you rotate this position of these three vectors in a cyclic order, the value of the product remains unchanged. Okay, that is one of the property of box product. So how I have interchanged the position in cyclic order. I have taken B here, A will go in place of C and C will come in place of B. In that way, if you rotate the position of all the three vectors simultaneously, the value of the product remains unchanged. So after rotating it in cyclic order, we'll get this, means B I have taken in place of A will go in place of C and C will come in place of B. In that way, cyclic order. So same thing I have applied here. I have taken E in place of del phi. I have taken del phi in place of del of 1 by rho and del of 1 by rho in place of E in cyclic order. So that we can do in the box product. Okay. This step you need to understand. This is by using the property of box product. Okay. Now after this step, the value of del phi is given to you in the beginning question. Del phi is what? Rho E bar. That value again I have substituted here. Rho E bar cross E bar. Now again, rho is a scalar quantity. E bar is a vector. E bar is a vector. And the cross product of two identical vector is 0 bar, that we know. That is E bar cross E bar is 0 bar. Now this is vector del of 1 by rho dot 0 bar. So dot product of any vector with 0 vector will be 0. So finally we'll have E bar dot curl of E bar is 0. Now only one thing you need to understand, this rule we require here and the property of box product, and this result E bar cross E bar is 0. Okay, from that you can prove this particular example. Now one more problem. For a solenoidal vector field E bar, show that curl of E bar equal to del raised to 4 E bar. That is 4 times curl of E bar is del raised to 4 E bar, under the condition that E bar is solenoidal. So given that E bar is solenoidal, it means its divergence is 0. That is del dot E bar is 0. Now out of this 4 curl, 2 curls I am going to determine. Curl of E bar, double curl. That is del cross E bar. This result also we have in the identities. Del cross E bar is, this result we can obtain using the vector triple product definition. Curl of E bar is del dot E bar minus del square E bar. Right? The first dot third into second minus first dot second, that del dot del is del square E bar. Now del dot E bar is 0, that is given to us. So this quantity will become 0. So finally what will remain? Minus del square E bar. So this is the value of curl of E bar, and we need to determine 4 times curl of E bar. So 4 times curl of E bar will be equal to double curl of this curl of E bar I have replaced by minus del square E. Okay. Now again double curl del cross of this. Okay. Now again use the vector triple product, first dot third into second. This second is del as it is, first dot third vector minus first dot second, del dot del is again del square into third, that is minus del square E bar. Okay, now minus del square into minus del square will become del raised to 4, because we know that del is a operator which satisfies law of indices, and we have used in the example also del raised to 4 is del square into del square. So del square into del square will be del raised to 4. So this will be the second term. Now first term, you see, by using the commutative property of partial differentiation, partial derivatives are commutative in nature, means you can change the position of the variables, means even if you are right del 2 u by del x del y and del 2 u by del y del x, both are same, it means they are commutative in nature. So by using that result, means we can take this del square minus del square here and this del inside. Okay, means just this minus del square I have taken outside, del dot E bar will remain as it is. Okay, minus del square is scalar quantity, we are operating del on, del is a vector and this E bar is also vector, so dot product of two vectors I have taken and scalar quantity I have written outside. Like that you can consider minus del square is scalar and del dot E bar product of two vector quantities. Okay, just minus del square is outside, and this is by using the commutative property of partial derivatives. Even if you don't understand this line, simply you can apply your normal method, that minus del square is a scalar quantity, it can come outside this product of dot product. Okay, so del dot E bar as it is, minus del square outside. Again del dot E bar is 0, that is given to us, E bar is solenoidal. Okay, so by using that result, this will be 0 and this will be equal to finally del raised to 4 E bar, which is the required right hand side. Okay, now one last problem, show that f of r into r bar is always irrotational and determine f of r such that f of r into r bar is solenoidal also. So for proving the first half, that f of r into r bar is irrotational, we need to calculate curl of f of r into r bar. So curl of f of r into r bar is del cross f of r into r bar. Now this is f of r is a scalar quantity, this is a vector quantity. So we have del cross phi into u bar situation. So it is equal to del phi cross u bar plus del cross u bar, that is r bar, into phi, that is f of r. Okay, now again del cross r bar is 0, that is known to us, so it will be 0. Sorry, here we have r bar, r bar, del of f of r is f dash of r upon r into r bar cross r bar, and this second is quantity del cross r bar is 0 bar. Okay, plus sign I have written here. Now again r bar cross r bar is also 0, f dash of r upon r is scalar quantity, that will remain outside, r bar cross r bar is 0, so 0 plus 0 is 0. So curl of f of r into r bar is 0, hence f of r into r bar is irrotational. Now by using the second condition, that f of r into r bar is solenoidal, we need to calculate the value of f of r under this condition. Now as it is solenoidal, so its divergence will be equal to 0, del dot f of r into r bar is equal to 0. Now again f of r is a scalar quantity, this is vector quantity, use the identity that del dot phi into u bar. So by that identity, this will be equal to del phi dot u bar and plus del dot u bar into phi. Okay, now again del of f of r is f dash of r into r, f dash of r upon r into r bar, dot r bar, this dot r bar as it is, plus del dot r bar is 3, this result also we have f of r equal to 0. Now r bar dot r bar is r square, right? So r will get cancelled, finally we will have r f dash of r plus 3 f of r equal to 0. Now this is a differential equation, right? Now if you divide this throughout by f of r and r, we will get here f of r, f dash of r upon f of r plus 3 by r equal to 0 by dividing throughout by r into f of r. Now this is a differential equation in variable separable form. If you integrate both sides, we will get integrate both sides with respect to r. So we will have integral f dash of r upon f of r dr plus 3 by r dr plus constant of integration. The integration of 0 is constant. Okay, now integration of this is log of f of r, integration of this is 3 times log of r plus constant. Now by using the law of logarithm, this will be equal to log of f of r into r cube equal to c. If you remove log, we will get a new constant, you can call it as k. So finally we will have f of r into r cube equal to k, that is nothing but f of r equal to k by r cube. So under this condition, f of r into r bar is solenoidal, this will be the value of required value of f of r, k by r cube. Okay, so need to understand this calculation. This calculation is using vector identity, and after this we get a differential equation of order 1 which is in variable separable form. On integrating, you will get the value of f of r. Okay, hope you have understood all these examples, and if you have any kind of doubt in any problem, you can ask me. Thank you.